session will please come to order.
Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, May the 1st. This is our official City Council meeting. I am Trippy Congo, President of Wilmington City Council, joined with my co-president, President Destiny Sutton. Everyone for joining us this evening, those who are in council chambers, and also everyone who is with us virtually. At this time, we'll have our opening prayer by Marilena Rivera.
Heavenly Father, we have assembled to handle the affairs of our city. As we do so, we ask for your guidance and understanding. We pray that our city reaches a place of peace and safety. Keep us out of harm's way, and bless those who are in authority. Let respect be key in all our endeavors. Padre Celestial, nos hemos reunido para manejar los asuntos de nuestra ciudad. Al hacerlo, le pedimos su orientación y comprensión. Oramos para que nuestra ciudad alcance un lugar de paz y seguridad, que nos mantenga fuera del peligro y bendecir a los que están en autoridad. Que el respeto sea clave en todos nuestros esfuerzos. Amén.
Amen.
At this time, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will call the roll.
Councilman Owens. Woman Darby. Councilwoman Oliver.
Here.
Councilwoman Harley. Councilwoman Willauer. Councilwoman McCoy.
Here.
Councilman Johnson.
Here.
Field. Gracie.
Council President,
Here.
Can you just check that everyone has their mics on, please?
I just want to remind everyone to please check your mics, make sure they're on. Thank you.
Councilman Hackett.
Here.
Councilman Spadola.
Here.
President Congo. Here's mine. Oh, Councilwoman Cabrera, sorry.
Present.
10 present and 3 absent.
At this time, we have the reading of the minutes from our previous meeting.
April 17, 2025, City Council met in regular session with remote participation on the above date at 6:30 p.m. President Ernest M. Congo II presiding.
Second the motion.
No. Mr. President?
Mr. President, I move the minutes be accepted as written.
Second. It's been properly moved and second. The minutes be accepted as written on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carried.
Aye.
Aye.
At this time, we'll have our committee reports.
April 23rd, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we, your Finance and Economic Development Committee, met by anchor location and remote participation, to who was referred ordinance number 25-012, entitled An Ordinance to Amend Chapter 10 of the City Code to revise fees for ambulance and related services provided by the Fire Department. Have given this ordinance careful study and recommend council vote on it accordingly. Respectfully submitted, those members of the Finance and Economic Development Committee. Those members present: Councilwoman Harley, Councilwoman Bracy, Councilman Spadola. Absent with leave: Councilwoman Darby, Councilman Hackett, Councilwoman Oliver, and President Congo.
I move the committee report be received, recorded, and filled.
So moved. Second.
Been properly moved and second. The report be received, recorded, and filed on the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carried.
At this time, we will have our city treasurer's report.
May 1st, 2025, total investments, $490,564,431.91. Total cash on hand, $17,212,941.30. Grand total, $507,777,373.21. Submitted, City Treasurer Dwayne Sims.
Mr. President, I move the treasurer's report be received, recorded, and filed.
So moved. Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The report be received, recorded, and filed. On the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
I will accept the motion to move to accept all non-legislative business.
So second. Second.
Properly moved and second to accept all non-legislative business. On the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
At this time, we will have our recognition resolutions. Going to ask Councilwoman Bracy to please come forward.
Hackett, join me. So we've had the pleasure of spending the day with all of these lovely council members and other youth that have spent the day in the council chambers with us, committee rooms, and throughout the departments. We've had a great day. We're really excited about having the kids here. And I'll let you say a little words before we read. After we discuss.
I just want to say congratulations to everybody that, was a part of Youth and Government Day for City Council. It was a beautiful moment for me. 20 years ago, I told y'all earlier, I sat in the same seat y'all sat in as a 3rd district for Stephanie T. Bolden. So for me to be a council member today, and hopefully somebody that's sitting in these seats to be the council member 20 years later, hopefully, that's what it's all about. So y'all dream big, and I'll see y'all later down the line.
Of their day, they had to work in committee to create legislation. And so our at-large member, Abdul, is going to read the legislation that they created today.
Whereas the students involved in Youth and City Government Day have identified a need for healthier, fresher, and more nutritious meals such as breakfast and lunch within their schools. Whereas students who eat nutritious lunches are more likely to feel integrated throughout the school day and succeed in academics, extracurricular, and athletics. And whereas school meals, including breakfast and lunch, should also be a place for community gathering and enjoying healthy food with other students. Whereas students should also be able to enjoy a variety of food options to cater to different tastes of dining needs, such as veteran or gluten-free students who often only have a choice for the meal they can eat at lunch. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Wilmington that this legislation body supports healthier and more nutritious school lunches will have great academy and social benefits for students. Be it further resolved that this legislation body encourages schools to offer food options for all the students of our dining tastes and needs. Thank you.
Can we have all of our council members stand up so you can be recognized?
When we were trying to figure out the kids, we were sitting there, me and Councilman Owens, and we were trying to figure out what could the kids do today. You know, we had to tell the kids, like, listen, from the time you step out your house and you go to school and then you come back home, what do you want to see better? What do you want to change? That's what we do every day. When our constituents go outside every day and they go to work, they do all the good things and they go back home, how do we make it better for them to live in the city of Wilmington? So thank you so much for coming about that. I know your schools are looking forward to some good, better lunch one day soon, all right?
So we're going to go just a little bit out of order. First, I would like to recognize Council Member Oliver, who is with us virtually. So at this time, before we do our other recognitions, we are going to allow our youth in government to introduce themselves. We're going to start with the first district.
My name is Adriana Smith. I go to PS DuPont Middle School. I'm in 6th grade.
My name is Armani Jones, and I go to Thomas Edison Charter School, and I am in 6th grade.
My name is Adanya Richards. I go to VI.Public School, and I'm in 4th grade.
My name is Sympathy Resolutions. I go to the VI.Public School, and I'm in the 5th grade.
My name is Angel Beltran. I go to Maurice Pritchett Senior Academy, and I'm in the 5th grade.
My name is Lila Coffin. I go to PS DuPont Middle School, and I'm in the 6th grade.
Hi, my name is Adrian Moore. I go to school at Maurice Pritchett Senior Academy. I'm in the 4th grade. My favorite subject is
My name is Samira Mudanuri. I go to PS DuPont Middle School, and I'm in the 6th grade.
My name is Leah Tomaszewski. I go to PS DuPont Middle School, and I'm in 6th grade.
My name is John Bray. I go to Gateway Charter School, and I'm in the 6th grade.
My name is Zara Crummel. I go to Kaumba Academy Charter School, and I am in grade 4.
My name is Abdul Kiles, and I go to Gateway Charter School, 6th grade.
My name's Hannah Wynn. I go to Kaumba Academy Charter School, and I am in the 5th grade.
My name is President Destiny Sutton. I am in the 5th grade, and I go to Maurice Pritchett Senior Academy.
I want to make sure that we didn't miss any of our students, did we? Give them all another round of applause. At this time, for those who do need to, if any families, any of the students in government need to leave, you may do so. We are going to continue on with our meeting. You're not mandated to stay, so if you need to leave, we're going to give you a few minutes just to kind of get your things together and recess out. Yeah, including the students.
Oh, he's supposed to move up. They're done. I mean, they're welcome to stay, but they're done.
She was on it.
Wait, where did Adriana? Okay.
Right. Thank you.
I gave him a choice. I said, I don't know why. They could have stayed a little longer. Y'all doing the recognition already?
Adriana, you can't leave. Okay.
Now you're nervous? No. You was talking all that snack. You said I could do it by myself. I could do it myself.
Do you have to say the date? Do you have to say the date?
Better like school research, like health research, because my mom makes about the nonprofit women, but she gives out free food.
I'm going to ask Councilwoman McCoy to please come forward with your resolution.
Thank you, President Congo. I'm sorry to see my council colleague leave my side. Is the Wilmington City Council interns, are they still here with us? Come on up. Okay. Now, although we've actually had interns here and there, this is the first time we've actually had really like a troop, and it's nice to see people, young people actually learning, not as young, but still younger than ourselves, who are actually learning more about the government and the inner workings. This is sponsored by all of council. I'm not going to read everyone's names. Whereas, in the sense of City Council to honor individuals and organizations who have demonstrated outstanding achievement and deserve recognition and acknowledgement, the Wilmington City Council interns consist of such individuals. And whereas today we proudly recognize and celebrate the exceptional group of interns who have supported the work of the 109th session of Wilmington City Council during the spring of 2025 academic semester. These individuals include Gillian Clemus, Hope Kabora, Mona Redder, Eva Cloresi, Samantha Gill, Colin Tift, Emily Mays, Eva Prevetti, and Sophie Graybell. And whereas, hold up, I am so sorry. Oh my goodness, pardon me. I think allergies are hitting me. Whereas throughout your time here, you brought fresh energy, sharp insights, and a sincere commitment to public service. Whether it was diving into policy research, attending council meetings, engaging with the community, or handling day-to-day tasks that keep local government moving, each of you made a real impact. You weren't just interns, you were active participants in the work that shapes our city. Whereas, as you take your next steps, know that Wilmington is better because of your contributions. And wherever your path leads, we hope you carry with you the lessons, the memories, and the confidence that you have helped make a difference. Now, therefore, be resolved by the Council of the City of Wilmington that this council is pleased to recognize Wilmington City Council interns for their time, talent, and passion for service to the City of Wilmington. Job well done. We wanted to make certain that everyone actually had we all had a nice resolution. And I didn't know whether or not any of you wanted to speak.
Thank you.
I don't know whether or not if any of you like to have a few words, but we just want to say thank you so much for joining us. Yes. Okay, yep. Please come on.
Hi, I just want to say thank you so much to all the council members and council president. It was a great experience. I'm sure all of us can agree. And thank you so much for the recognition.
Councilmember Hackett. Hold on 1 second, please.
Before y'all go all the way, y'all rushing all the way. Hold on now. I just want to say thank you guys so much for showing up every day. I visit. I see you guys doing a lot of work, really understanding how city council works. So just want to say thank you, and I wish you all the success in your journey moving forward.
Councilmember Johnson.
I will be sad to see you all go, but I say I am proud of what we're doing in council. This is the biggest class we've ever had, as Council Member McCoy said, and so I hope this leads you to a spirit of public service. It really does matter to have the best and brightest stay and want to work in the city. So I hope you come back when you're done your studies, you want to come back, or graduate school, whatever it is. I really hope, if it's not local government, state government, federal government, because they really need talent there. So please, think about a career in government service. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Bracy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I thought about something that Councilman Hackett said earlier today when he was talking to Youth in Government about it being full circle. My first internship as a student at Delaware State University was here in this building in Mayor Sill's office. And now I sit in this seat. So it goes full circle again. And just, thank you for being here, all of the work that you did, everything that you contributed. But please stay connected to us. If you want to be a part of what we're doing and you want to know what's going on, you're always welcome to check in with us.
Councilmember Owens.
I just want to say thank you for your service to the office, and I wish you the best luck after you graduate.
And I just want to thank all of you again. It's been definitely a pleasure getting to know you and just seeing you at work constantly in the office. Like everyone has already said, just please continue to stay engaged. I also want to give a shout out to our Chief of Staff, Elijah Simmons, for making this a reality. Like someone just mentioned earlier, this is our biggest group of interns that we've had. So thank you to you also, Chief of Staff. Thank you again.
Mr. President, I just have one more thing to say to Councilman Bracy. They always complain about lunch.
Invite Councilmember Hackett to come forward, please.
Ladies, let's go. Councilwoman, let's go. Ready? Sanford, boys basketball. I don't know how we're going to make it happen, but all the players, I need you here. I know y'all parts, right? Keep going.
The sponsor of this recognition is the council member Alexander D. Hackett and Leah Tomaszewski. Whereas it is the sense of City Council to honor individuals and organizations who have demonstrated outstanding achievement and are deserving of recognition and acknowledgement, Council member Alexander D. Hackett and Leah Tomaszewski recognizes the Stanford School boys basketball team on their 2025 DIAA Delaware Interscholastic Athletic Association Boys Basketball State Championship. And
whereas, after an exciting tournament season, the Sanford School Warriors defeated the Dover High School Senators in a 37-34 win during the 2025 VI.AA Boys Basketball State Championship. In the matchup at the Bob Carpenter Center, the Warriors emerged victoriously, showcasing their talent, determination, and sportsmanship to solidify their place in Delaware basketball history. And whereas senior Kareem Hart's 10 third quarter points and Jaden Taylor's tenacious defense helped give Stanford the lead and a victory. The team's outstanding performance was a culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and leadership from head coach Khalid Hart, who led the Warriors to 3 state titles as a player and now adds his first championship as a head coach. And
whereas this win honors the legacy of the Sanford School boys basketball team. This year's victory was the team's 11th VIAA boys basketball state championship win. Their success brings immense pride to the Sanford School and their loyal fan base, who are known for their unwavering support of these outstanding players.
Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Wilmington that this council is pleased to recognize and celebrate the Stanford School Boys Basketball Team's 2025 DIAA's Boys Basketball State Championship. We extend heartfelt congratulations to the entire team, coaching staff, and all those who contributed in this historic victory. Job well done.
Great job, Councilwoman. If y'all can, those gold medals, all the players need one, so let's make sure they get them. I just want to say a quick moment. You know, they talk about Coach Hart's 3 championships, and I guess maybe 2 of them was when I was playing, so I'm pretty sad on that one. But this is an amazing moment, you know, the opportunity that they got some of the Wilmington kids go to Sanford School and be able to win a championship and bring that championship back to Wilmington. In my heart, Coach Miller, Earl Miller from the East Side, that's coaching right there. Vital part in Sanford boys basketball, so thank you. Want to say that. Coach Ryan, you know, I know you from Brown Boys and Girls Club and all the work that you poured into these kids. I want to say thank you so much for everything that you do. Jay Taylor, that's out there. I know him my whole life. His son did amazing work to make sure they bring home that championship. So I'm just honored to be able to, you know, recognize you guys for y'all outstanding achievement winning state championship. So I'll bring the coach up for a second just to say a quick little second for his team.
First and foremost, I just, on behalf of Sanford and everybody, I just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to come down here and opening your doors to us and celebrating us. This team, man, we did a lot of growing up this year, and I was players and coaches. They taught me a lot of things about myself that, you know, I didn't think I could do. These guys, man, we had some tough conversations in the locker room. We looked at each other eye to eye, and you know, they all looked at each other, and then they realized that they had to count on each other to get this done. Right? It's not a one-person thing. It's not a one-coach thing. Like, you know, my whole coaching staff was there for me from the beginning to the end. The parents and their endless support. My wife, you know, dealing with me on bad nights. You know, it was just, you know, it was a whole team effort, and these guys, they got it done, right? You know, we went into the tournament. We had a kind of a rivalry game against Middletown, and that got us started right. And then we handled business all the way through. You know, the championship game was tough. It was a very defensive matchup. You know, 2 best defensive teams in the state, and you know, luckily we came out on top. But, you know, to all my guys here, all my seniors that's graduating, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to coach you. And, you know, we got it done. I'm proud of y'all. I love y'all. And, you know, staying at Sanford, fellas.
Sure can. Yeah. Y'all can hand them out to him right now. You good? You call up, Jay? Yeah, come on, Jay. You got 2 seconds. Now listen, I just want to I introduced him to Councilman Owens for 5 seconds. You know the first thing he did? He started talking about Sally's. He started saying, "This ain't Sally's."
My hand is up.
One second.
How's everyone doing tonight? I'm Jaden Taylor. I'm a senior on the Sanford boys basketball team, and I just wanted to, on behalf of my teammates and the Sanford community, I just wanted to thank y'all for giving us the opportunity to come out here and rep Sanford. This is a special moment for me and my teammates, and it's just a great feeling being up here today. So I just want to thank everybody.
One second, please.
Oh,
one second, please. I would like to recognize Councilwoman Darby, who has joined us. Councilwoman Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to say congratulations to the Sanford team and an outstanding victory. Unfortunately, this will be my first time missing this event since I've been on City Council, but congratulations to all of you who did show up, and congratulations to my cousin, Jay Street. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilmember Johnson.
And I want to say congratulations. I did see your semifinal game. My wife is a Chinese fan, Chinese alum. So, but regardless, it was just the teamwork. You young men are building is really great. So I'm looking to see. Hopefully, I see some of you guys March Madness in future basketball and represent Wilmington well. Thank you.
All right.
I would also like to congratulate the team and the entire coaching staff. You know, I graduated from Sanford, so of course this is also very special to me. But you know, back then in the '80s, it was always Coach Gil Jackson who brought us our first state championship. And everybody knows about Coach Stan Waterman, how many championships he brought to to Sanford. But I got to say, Coach Hart, man, you are writing yourself right into history. To win 3 as a player and then come back to win as a head coach, man. So props to you. I know that must be a surreal feeling, very proud feeling. And your little brother playing. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I think you definitely have to be in that conversation with the greats of coaches that came from Sanford. So your little brother won. You won as a coach and a student. So congratulations to you and your entire staff. Congratulations, fellas. In the way of other resolutions of recognition, Councilwoman Oliver would like to recognize the Wilmington VA Medical Center on their 75th anniversary. The recognition for Justin Womack, who is the owner of Oath 84, is going to be held. And as far as our sympathy resolutions, and then also Councilwoman Cabrera, she has recognized Overseer Helena Michelle Kramer. In the way of sympathy resolutions, from Councilwoman Oliver, a sympathy resolution for Elizabeth Dendy. From Councilman Owens, a sympathy resolution for Stacy Lee Maxwell. And from Councilman Spadola, a sympathy resolution for Paul Joseph Smith Sr. At this time, we are going to move into public comment. As a friendly reminder, once you begin your comment, you do have 3 minutes. When you have 30 seconds left, I will give you a friendly reminder to please wrap up your public comment. Please remember to introduce yourself once you reach the podium. And please do not direct any of your comments directly to any council member, but only as me as the president. First, we have Deacon Earl Tate.
Greetings. This is Earl E. Tate, who's never late because he don't want to lose his pair of roller skates. And I'm talking to all of you because people are getting their tax reform and getting it done and doing according to as the rules says. But when they do it and do it right and give it back to them, they never get back their money because they have been taking the money away and then giving it to the rich instead of us that need it. We worked hard for it. We want y'all to stand up and be recognized because y'all are the one that represent us, not we the one that represent you. You are the one that's supposed to stand up straight and represent the people that put you in the office where you are. So tell them we want our money back. We want our money back so we can do what we want to do with it. Because you wouldn't like it if somebody took away your money that you work hard for. So I'm telling you, stand up and be recognized. And also on these streets out here, these drivers are still driving like a bat out of hell because they're not paying attention to the stop sign, no nothing. We look at here at this generation, at this younger generation. We want to have them here, have them here to represent us when they graduate. So people, slow down. You move too fast.
You have 30 seconds.
All right, you move too fast because you got to realize, hey, there's more people out here than you. So slow down and take your time going where you have to go. All right? And congratulations to all of y'all.
Next, Edwina Bell, Don Thomas. Thank you for joining us. Please remember to introduce yourself once you begin speaking. You have 3 minutes. Once you reach around 30 seconds left, I will give you a friendly reminder. Thank you.
Edwina Bell. Let's get some energy up in here. Good evening, everyone. I am what they call the bunny, Energizer Bunny, right? Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops at 70 years old. I thank my God for waking me up this day. So I'm here representing Community Communications Corporation so that y'all could put a face with the name. So I've reached out to City Council for assistance in our upcoming summer camp, Voices for Our Youth. And to have each council member represented with their students, we're looking for you to refer your constituents to Voices of Our Youth Summer Camp, where they will be doing their own documentary on their stories in their lives. Why not hear it from the horse's mouth? And so on behalf of inviting us here, thank you, President. And I am the new Director of Community Communications Corporation, known as CCC, and continue the legacy of the late Dr. Benjamin Trimby Brown, who is the godfather of cable TV. And many of us would not be in position if it was not for him. Although he has gone, his legacy lives on, making a positive outshine the negative. We also want to recognize that people like Jesse, Don, and I are examples of how he encouraged us and allowed us to keep his legacy going. We want to thank Maria Cabero. I know I'm not supposed to direct to the city council, but she was the former board president of CCC, and thank you and your members for your contribution. Let's see. Our first project I just mentioned is the Voices of Our Youth. Our second project is May the 31st, since it's the month of May, mental health. We are hosting the Community Wellness and Wholeness Day on May the 31st at 1 o'clock at the Legacy Center. Our guest speaker is Dr. Shellerina Addison. She's the host of Reach Gospel Radio, and she's also a mental health expert. And we will be having a panel discussion as well as a movie premiere on suicide and domestic violence with therapists and counselors in the room to help anyone that needs it. Okay, and I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to let Don talk about where we're taking CCC to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you. Please remember to introduce yourself. You have 3 minutes.
Grace and peace. This is Don Thomas, president of Community Communication Corporation. Today was a very good example when I came in here and I saw the youth working. Voices of Our Youth is the same program as that media sources that I saw what they did today, but I felt as though that if we were able to follow those stories, follow those kids at the process that they did, that's what CCC is here to do. So, just 30 seconds. Okay, all right. So again, Voices of Our Youth is a program that I got from Twin B. Brown to create content and programming for the community. I have took what I learned from Twin in different states, and it was very successful. So I'm very honored to come back here and get this program running in Delaware. So I'm really asking the community to allow us to tap into the sources or the programs so that we can allow the youth to have a voice in media. We do have our own network, which is something that Twin fought with for years, that it was never going to the internet, but that's where it's at. So we want to give Delaware its own station, which is CCC TV. We are currently up and running content, and we're also can be found at ccctv.com. That is where our program and everything is running. So I really don't have too much to say other than that we're back. CCC is back.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I wanted to add that the last event for this year is the celebration of life on behalf of Dr. Benjamin Twinby Brown. That would be on his birthday, August the 7th, for a gentleman who have provided 70 years of public service, 50 years of community service, and 30 years of video production. It's people like us who want to continue the legacy that he put in place for a person who was a former drug addict, alcoholic, and prostitute. I'm 35 years in recovery, and by the grace of God and the programs that are available, I turned my life around and able to get a doctorate in biblical studies to learn more about the God who saved me, and my job is to help save others, particularly our youth. So on behalf of the late Dr. Benjamin Twinby Brown, I want to say thank you. We also want to say thank you to Sherry and Sammy Congo, because they are the ones who opened the door for Benjamin Twinby Brown when he first came here. So let's look for the future of our youth, and thank you for your support. We'll be coming back to ask for, you know what.
Thank you. And next, virtually, we have Nicholas Jenner. WITN is Nicholas Jenner, still with us? All right, thank you.
Good evening, Council. Can you hear me?
Yes, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. My name is Nick Jenner. I am stepping in to speak on the Council's ordinance regarding the regulation of the new marijuana businesses that may be entering the city. This is ordinance, Ordinance 25-013 to amend Chapter 48 of the City Code to permit the cultivation, manufacture, testing, and retail of recreational marijuana within commercial manufacturing waterfront zoning districts. I have limited comments. I am grateful to the council for shifting its position to relieve some of the more onerous restrictions that were previously proposed. I am still surprised and have questions as to why there is such significant continued regulation of an industry that will have extreme government oversight once it is in place. Seems surprising to me that there continues to be limitations on what has now been legalized. Again, I want to thank the council for having this shift, but I hope that in time, as the market opens and as others are able to see an industry that is carefully regulated, not a blight to the community, and can provide additional sources of revenue to the city and additional jobs to its residents, that these restrictions should be further alleviated. I thank you for the time and I yield the floor.
Thank you. Cynthia Fuller also has signed up to speak virtually, but I don't believe. Okay, you're here. All right, thank you. You may come forward. Thank you for joining us. Please watch your step once you reach the podium, and please remember to introduce yourself.
Good evening, Council President and members. My name is Cynthia Fuller, and I'm here on behalf of the Delaware Cannabis Committee and many of Delaware's licensed cannabis holders. And forgive me, I'm going to be reading because there are many points I want to make sure I capture in these 3 minutes. I'm speaking in strong support of Ordinance 25-013, Amendment 34, which will allow the cultivation, manufacturing, testing, and retail sale of recreational cannabis within designated commercial manufacturing and waterfront zoning districts in Wilmington. This isn't just about opening cannabis businesses. It's about doing it the right way. The zoning restrictions ensure these businesses are placed in areas already zoned for commercial and industrial use, keeping them away from schools, daycares, and other sensitive spaces. This allows industry to grow while protecting our neighborhoods. Contrary to many common misconceptions, cannabis businesses are subject to some of the strictest regulations of any industry, stricter than alcohol and tobacco. They are required to implement 24-hour, 7 days a week surveillance, access controls, detailed security plans, and undergo constant inspections and background checks. These measures are not only secure the businesses, but also enhance safety in the surrounding communities. The ordinance also includes environmental controls to manage waste and odors, concerns that are understandable for nearby residents. Wilmington has a real opportunity to lead by showing cannabis can be integrated safely and responsibly throughout the state. Beyond safety, this ordinance brings real economic benefits, job creation, small business growth, and tax revenue that can be reinvested in public services and infrastructure. It also prioritizes social equity, opening doors for those most impacted by past cannabis criminalization. Finally, regulating cannabis businesses in these zones help displace illegal markets, ensuring that residents have access to safe, tested products, especially critical as we face ongoing public health challenges. I respectfully urge the Council to vote in favor of Ordinance 25-013, Amendment 34. This is a smart and balanced step that supports both economic growth and community protection. We want this industry to thrive while supporting and safeguarding the communities it serves. Thank you.
That does conclude public comment. At this time, we're going to move to legislative business.
All right, we got to switch.
Okay.
Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for the first and second reading.
How do I say I don't agree to it?
Okay. I apologize, Mr. President. At this time, I'd like to make a following motion. I move that council dissolve into a committee to hold for the purpose of holding a public hearing.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that council dissolve into a committee of the whole for the purpose of holding a public hearing on the question.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion. I believe the clerk is next.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Clerk, please read the affidavit of publication.
Local Delaware Affidavit of Publication, State of Delaware, County of Newcastle. The Wilmington News Journal is a daily newspaper of general circulation, printed and published in the state of Delaware. That the publication, a copy of which is attached hereto, was published in the said newspaper in the issued dates April 9th, 2025. Sworn to and subscribed before on April 9th, 2025. Notice of public hearing, notice of time and place of public hearings, May 1st, 2025, at 6:30 p.m. before Wilmington City Council in the City County Chambers, first floor, City County Building, 800 North French Street, regarding ordinance number 25-013, entitled an ordinance to amend Chapter 48 of the City Code to permit the cultivation, manufacture, testing, and retail of recreational marijuana within certain commercial, manufacturing, and waterfront zoning districts. Signed, notary out of Wisconsin, County of Brown, Caitlin Felty.
At this time, I move that the affidavit of publication be made a part of the record.
Second.
Moved and seconded that the affidavit of publication be made a part of the record on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Is there a representative from the planning department? Please come forward with your report.
I had to read the planning commission report first, but she can come up.
Okay, thank you.
March 26, 2025, the Honorable Akira R. Granardo. Attached for City Council's consideration is City Planning Commission Revised Resolution 3-25, along with the related Department of Land Use and Planning report. At
this time, I move the Planning Commission report be made a part of the record.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that it be made a part of the record. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
At this time, I move that I believe the department representative will need to go.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'm Gwyneth Kaminsky with the Planning and Land Use and Planning Department. Substitute number 1 to Ordinance 2513 addresses the location and regulation of 4 licensed non-medical recreational marijuana uses within the city. They include cultivation, product manufacturing, testing, and retail operations consistent with the 2023 state enabling laws, which legalized recreational marijuana for adults 21 and over and regulates the industry at the state level. Just to clarify, this legislation does not address medical marijuana dispensaries. This ordinance proposes to amend the city's zoning code to regulate and restrict those 4 types of recreational marijuana operations beyond what the state requires by identifying specific zoning districts where each type of use can operate, either by right or special exception, and by establishing certain regulations such as parking and buffer requirements. These zoning controls are necessary because without them, the 4 license types would be permitted either as a matter of right or as a special exception anywhere similar generic uses are permitted. For example, marijuana retail stores would be allowed anywhere retail is generally permitted, and marijuana manufacturing would be allowed wherever manufacturing is permitted. More specifically, one of the biggest impacts of doing nothing results in allowing retail marijuana uses to locate in all commercial districts, the M1 and M2 districts, and 2 waterfront districts as a matter of right, and they would be permitted as a special exception use in certain residential districts and the W1 district. Also, by not taking any action on tonight's ordinance, an opportunity is missed to implement buffer zones between marijuana uses and sensitive areas like residential neighborhoods and schools, or by outright restricting them from specific zoning districts. In October 2024, the Planning Commission held 2 special meetings to address proposed marijuana regulations, both times making recommendations to City Council for consideration. By the end of calendar year 2024, no action had been taken on the legislation. So in February of 2025, City Council adopted Ordinance 25-4, which suspended the issuance of business licenses for retail marijuana stores for a period of 90 days. This, in effect, prevents the establishment of any marijuana retail store within the city during this time frame while the proposed legislation is being refined. The current proposal, supported by the Mayor's Office and recommended by the Planning Commission at their special meeting on March 25th, recommends that all 4 types of licensed marijuana uses be permitted in 6 districts as a matter of right. C5 heavy commercial, M1 and M2 manufacturing and industrial, and W1 manufacturing, W2 commercial manufacturing, and W3 manufacturing commercial recreation districts. Retail stores and product testing facilities would also be permitted as a special exception in the W4 mixed-use district with zoning board approval. None of the 4 licensed uses would be permitted in any residential district or commercial district other than C5. The current proposal also calls for 300 feet buffer zones between any of the 4 uses and any residential zoning district or public or private schools serving kindergarten through 12th grade. May I get the map, I believe, showing the area? There we go. Thank you. Hopefully, council members did receive their digital copies of the maps, which were updated with your suggestions at the Community Development Committee meeting. This map on the overhead better illustrates where marijuana uses would be permitted to locate under the ordinance. Red areas prohibit all marijuana uses. These are largely the residential districts and most commercial districts except C5. These uses are also not permitted in the O open space districts. Green areas permit all 4 marijuana license types. These are the manufacturing, waterfront manufacturing, and C5 districts. The yellow areas, which are W4 districts, allow retail and testing facilities as special exceptions with zoning board of adjustment approval. The map depicts also the 300 feet buffer zones that would be enforced around residential districts and schools. Where the buffer spills over into adjacent districts, a hatched red area shows where marijuana uses would also not be permitted because of the buffer zone restrictions. Next, parking regulations need to be addressed. Existing code requirements already address cultivation facilities and product manufacturing facilities, as these 2 uses would be regulated as manufacturing uses for parking purposes. Similarly, retail marijuana stores would be treated as retail operations for parking purposes. However, there are no comparable uses in the code under which to regulate product testing facilities. So parking regulations for a new category called laboratory research and testing facilities are being proposed. Next, the zoning code is also proposed to be amended to include the state marijuana industry definitions for consistency. Finally, the code must be amended to address business licenses. The 4 types of licensed marijuana facilities will be required to obtain a business license to operate in the city of Wilmington. These procedures are spelled out in Chapter 5 of the City Code. So in summary, this latest effort to regulate marijuana includes the following measures. Any marijuana use must maintain 300 feet buffer from residential districts and schools K through 12th grade. No marijuana uses are permitted in any residential or commercial district except C5. Marijuana uses are only permitted where they are explicitly identified rather than as a comparable generic use. All marijuana uses must obtain a city business license to operate in the city. Parking measures are established for testing facilities. State definitions related to marijuana industry are included in the zoning code for consistency. And finally, marijuana consumption is not permitted in public spaces, including parks or in vehicles. The ordinance under consideration was introduced at council on April 3rd for first and second reading and incorporates the recommendations of the Planning Commission. It has since been reviewed by the Community Development and Urban Planning Committee. It proposes to amend the zoning code to regulate recreational marijuana uses in line with the 2023 state enabling laws. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions from council? Does anyone from the public wish to speak for? Does anyone from the public wish to speak against? WITN. Does anyone virtually want to? Okay, thank you. Councilmember Johnson.
This time I move that council returns to the regular order of business.
It's been moved and seconded that council return to the regular order of business. Clerk, please read the committee report.
April 16th, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Community Development and Urban Planning Committee met by anchor location and remote participation, to who is referred substitute 1 to ordinance number 25-013, entitled An Ordinance to Amend Chapter 48 of the City Code to permit the cultivation, manufacture, testing, and retail of recreational marijuana within certain commercial, manufacturing, and waterfront zoning districts. Have given this ordinance careful study and recommend council vote on it accordingly. Respectfully submitted, members of the Community Development and Urban Planning Committee. Those members present: Councilmember Cabrera, Councilmember Fields, Councilmember Hackett, Councilmember McCoy, Councilmember Owens, Councilmember Willauer, absent with leave, Councilmember Darby, and President Congo.
At this time, I move the committee report be received, recorded, and filed.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the findings be made a part.
That was the committee report.
It's been moved and seconded that the council. It's moved and seconded that the report be received, recorded, and filed. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded that the findings be made a part of the record. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Are there any findings?
Yes. March 5th, 2025, City Council findings supporting the enactment of ordinance number 25. Ooh. One second.
Oh.
Just want to remind everyone to please mute your microphones.
April 30th, 2025, City Council findings supporting the enactment of substitute number 1 to ordinance number 25-013 to amend Chapter 48 of the City Code to permit the cultivation, manufacture, testing, and retail of recreational marijuana within certain commercial manufacturing waterfront zonings. Enclosed, please find a copy of the findings prepared in connection with Wilmington City Council's scheduled public hearing on May 1st, 2025. Regarding the above referenced substitute zoning ordinance to amend Chapter 48 of the City Code.
At this time, I move that the findings be made a part of the record.
Second.
It's moved and second that the findings be made a part of the record. On the question, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. At this time, Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for a third and final reading.
Ordinance 25-013, Revision 1, Agenda Number 0034.
At this time, I move that the substitute be introduced in lieu of the ordinance.
Substitute number 1 to ordinance number 25-013, Revision 1, an ordinance to amend Chapter 48 of the City Code to permit the cultivation, manufacture, testing, and retail of recreational marijuana within certain commercial, manufacturing, and waterfront zoning districts.
Mr. President, I move that be known as the enacting clause of the substitute ordinance and call for a yea-nay vote.
It's been properly moved and second that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and called for a yea or nay vote. On the question.
I think, and I appreciate Planning Commission for working with us, and obviously the Planning Department. This has been a long time coming. The simple thing is, Wilmington, at least 109, we talk about innovation and sparing economic activity. This is that. This frankly should have passed probably 2 years ago, but there have been some delays at the state level, obviously the federal level, but this needs to happen in Wilmington. This has been too long. This is a great first step, and through this process, it got very heated. If you were in any of those public meetings, there was a lot of controversy around it, but I think this is the best first start. There's a lot of myths out there about what marijuana is and isn't. And a lot of them are just myths and misconceptions that they attract prostitutes and drug dealers and people hanging out. It is not at all accurate. And so what we will see is once you see that the industry, the entrepreneurs behind this industry are going to be good neighbors, I think the myths and the walls will be broken down. Frankly, our map that we saw up there, frankly, that was too restrictive. I believe. I believe it shifts everything to the riverfront, everything to one area. I'm for opportunity in all neighborhoods in the city, but this is obviously a legislative body, and through the legislative process, talking to my colleagues, this was the map that would pass. But frankly, I see it as a beginning because there's a lot of opportunity that's not there. For instance, C2 is a commercial zone of Lancaster Avenue. I have 2 vacant 7-Elevens on Green Hill Avenue. And any at-large member, you probably get calls about it because there are homeless encampments there. And so that's a possible commercial site, but yet because of the 300-foot buffer zone, we can't have a marijuana shop there. So this is an example, and I hope the at-larges work with me, because we have many areas that are still left out. So again, this is a great first start. I think we need to have this industry. It needs to happen now, and Wilmington needs to be a leader. So for everyone, I hope that they're supportive of this. But when we look to further expand the map, I hope they're, again, in support of a good industry that's going to empower our neighborhoods and also invest in the city.
Thank you. I just want to remind council members who are virtual to please mute your microphones. Councilmember McCoy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to agree with Councilman Johnson about the fact that I wish it was actually a little bit spread out evenly, because as a person who actually was in the space of everywhere but my district, I realize it's in my district. But I do appreciate Ms. Gaminsky for making certain that the map is a little clearer by putting the borders in so I exactly know where these spaces are. I do realize that there were some compromises that need to happen, so this is kind of where I am. I am still going to go ahead and support this ordinance, but I just would like to see the fact that it is 6 out of 8 districts. I think that we could probably be looking at something a little different as a person who has stated differently before. But I do thank the new administration for taking another look at this and making certain that our voices were heard. Like it was hopefully the first time, but we ended up having to like bring everything back again for 2025.
Thank you. See no hands raised.
Mr. President,
Councilmember Oliver, yes.
I'm sorry about that. I want to disclose that I have some family members who have interest in the cannabis leaf business. I have no financial interest. However, I have a moral duty to participate in this discussion of legislation for my constituents, and I just wanted to put that on record. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This is, as was previously mentioned, I think that this is new for our city. This is new for a lot of our residents. A lot of people really are nervous and have a lot of concerns and questions. But I think that once we all see how the businesses operate, it will be opened up to more of our city. But I think that we just had the responsibility to listen to our residents who nobody really wants it in their community, just out of fear and out of the unknown. But I think that will change over time once we see how professionally like the businesses run themselves. So I will be supporting this. And seeing no other hands raised, clerk, well, I'll return back to the sponsor. Any other?
You put it perfectly, Mr.
All right.
President.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate your support. It really means a lot to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Council, clerk, please call the roll.
And just want to remind council members to state their reason.
Okay.
Councilmember Owens,
Yes, based on the findings.
Councilwoman Darby, Councilwoman Oliver, Councilwoman Oliver,
Based on the findings.
was that a yes or no?
Yes, based on the findings. I'm sorry. Yes, based on the findings.
Thank you. Councilwoman Willauer,
Yes, based on the findings.
Councilwoman McCoy,
Yes, based on the findings.
Councilman Johnson,
Yes, based on the findings and bringing economic opportunity to our neighborhoods.
Councilman Field,
Yes, based on the findings.
Councilwoman Bracy, Councilwoman Cabrera,
Yes, based on the findings.
Councilman Hackett,
Yes, based on the findings.
Councilman Spadola,
Yes, based on the findings.
President Congo.
Yes, based on the findings.
11 yeas and 2 absent.
Declared adopted.
And Mr. President, I have a resolution to introduce.
Resolution 25-027, agenda number 0045, whereas in 2023, the state of Delaware legalized recreational marijuana use for adults 21 years and older.
I move for this resolution to be introduced for a yea/nay vote.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. The resolution be received, recorded, filed, and adopted by yea or nay vote on the question.
This is the companion piece to our final authorization of the legalized marijuana in Wilmington. So this is a historic moment. So I don't want to us to be down. This is going to be game changing in Delaware. But this is going to also be something that I believe will be game changing because throughout the debate of this, we realized Wilmington did not get a direct piece of the pie. And so working with our finance chair, Woman Harley, working with my colleagues, I believe Councilman Spadola actually put this idea into the air. So I give credit to him that we need to be getting a piece of the pie. So the good thing is that we have allies in this fight. So Newcastle County, actually, we're working in conjunction with them right now. They just passed a similar ordinance, I believe last week. So we'll be working with our Newcastle County colleagues so that they get a piece of the pie from the county level. we get a piece of pie from the city level. So it's really government working together, and that's how we're supposed to do things. So I will have updates from my colleagues as we move forward. Hopefully this will pass with everyone's signature on it. And then we will work, obviously, in the General Assembly to try to get this passed into law. And it's 3%, which is something I just came to by talking to people in the industry, that's something that just as a new industry, wouldn't want something too high or too low. So the industry supports this, the cannabis industry. So this is something that, again, they're not looking to avoid this tax, and they know being in Wilmington is a privilege. And so they are happy to come to Wilmington, and then we'll be investing in our city. So this is something that they support as well.
Thank you. Seeing no hands raised. Councilmember Oliver.
Yes, I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Hackett.
Yeah, you can add me as a co-sponsor as well. Thank you, Councilman Johnson, for bringing this, Councilman Spadola, for also enlightening us as well as we move forward. The only thing and the best thing that we possibly could do is go out and make sure that we're bringing back something home for the city of Wilmington. So let's move forward on that.
Councilmember Cabrera.
I too would like to be added as a co-sponsor.
You already.
Oh, I already am. Well, double that. I'm doubling down.
Double up. Councilmember Owens.
Again, thank you, Councilman Johnson, for bringing this forward. I know me and you have talked about this quite often, and I hope that if we are able to do this, if the General Assembly listens to municipalities and counties and allow this to happen, that we can direct some of those funds towards some of our highest needs and biggest priorities here in the city. We have very few revenue sources, so creating a new revenue source to do things such as address affordable housing, help people who are suffering the most, pit back into the communities that have been impacted the most by marijuana policies that have disproportionately impacted Black and brown communities is going to be critical. So again, I just want to say thank you. I'm happy to co-sponsor this with you, and hopefully the General Assembly will listen to what we're trying to say.
Thank you. Councilmember Bracey.
Yes, you can add me as well as a co-sponsor. I think if we're going to be opening up this opportunity for retail sale, that there should be some type of benefit to the city. And so in that vein, I agree with the spirit of this resolution. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Hackett.
Now, just before we wrap this up, I just want to say, if this is to happen, I hope when it comes to the city, we're evaluating these funds, especially when we're talking about our youth and our community centers and figuring out where it can be a direct support to our community and help them. So, we're trying to get revenue, generate new revenue for the city. I just hope it goes in the right place.
Thank you. And just as a friendly reminder, if anyone is planning on supporting this, it does look better in Dover if not only it passes, but those who voted for it also are co-sponsors. I was just told that by a legislator down in Dover, so I'm just passing along the message that they do look favorably on that when not only it passes, but those who vote for it also are co-sponsors. So I would like to be added as a co-sponsor. Councilmember Willauer.
Thank you, Council President. I'd also like to be added as a co-sponsor.
Thank you. Councilmember Cabrera.
Yeah, I'd also like to add that not just sending the resolution to Dover, but calling our delegation and anyone else that we may know, because they really do want to hear from us versus just seeing the resolution. And it doesn't hurt if we need to go down there and advocate in person. That also is very helpful when they're having their committee meetings, to really hear our voices. So sometimes they're not. I don't know if they're paying attention to our resolutions or not, but that would be the impact to really push for this. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no other hands raised, clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilman Owens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Oliver?
Yes.
Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field? Councilwoman Bracey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabrera?
Yes.
Councilman Hackett?
Yes.
Councilman Spadola?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
11 yeas and 2 absent.
Declared adopted. Councilmember Owens, presenting on behalf of Councilmember Darby.
Yes. Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for the first and second reading.
Ordinance 25-019, agenda number 0046, an ordinance to amend Chapter 45 of the City Code to regulate the Department of Finance's ability to file munitions against and munitions actions and foreclose on customers who are owner occupants.
First reading of the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 45 of the City Code to regulate the Department of Finance's ability to file munitions actions and foreclose on customers who are owner occupants.
Second reading of the ordinance.
Mr. President, I move that that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to the Finance and Economic Development Committee.
Second.
Properly moved and second, that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to the Finance and Economic Development Committee. Councilmember Oliver, did you have a question?
Yes, Mr. President, may I be excused, please?
Yes, you may be excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Bracy, presenting on behalf of Councilmember Oliver.
Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present and call for the first and second reading.
Ordinance number 25-020, agenda number 0047, an ordinance to amend Chapter 37 to clarify the conditions whereby the city may immobilize and/or tow a vehicle.
First reading of the ordinance.
An ordinance to amend Chapter 37 to clarify the conditions whereby the city may immobilize and/or tow a vehicle.
Second reading of the ordinance.
President, I move that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer it to the Public Works and Transportation Committee.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second, that be known as the first and second reading of the ordinance and refer to the Public Works and Transportation Committee. Councilmember Bracy, presenting on behalf of Councilmember Hartley.
Mr. President, I have an ordinance to present for third and final.
Ordinance 25-012, agenda number 0031, an ordinance to amend Chapter 10 of the City Code to revise fees for ambulance and related services provided by the Fire Department.
Mr. President, I move that, wait. Is there a third and final? Oh. Okay, thank you. Mr. President, I move that that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and call for a yea and nay vote.
There's a second. Thank you. It's been properly moved and second, that be known as the enacting clause of the ordinance and call for a yea or nay vote on the question.
Mr. President, this ordinance is being presented by the administration for council's review and approval. This amends Section 10-1 of the City Code regarding the fees for ambulances and related services provided by the city's fire department. Essentially, it's going to increase the rates for basic ambulance service and administration of oxygen, delete the cervical collar rate, and add a loaded mile rate. The city will collect such fees from private insurers, Medicare, and Medicaid.
Thank you. Seeing no hands raised. Clerk, please call for the roll.
Councilmember Owens?
Yes.
Councilmember, sorry. Councilwoman Willauer?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCoy?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Field? Councilwoman Bracy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabrera?
Yes.
Councilman Hackett?
Yes.
Councilman Spadola?
Yes.
President Congo?
Yes.
10 yeas and 3 absent.
Declared adopted. This time we will move to petitions and communications. Councilmember Owens.
Yes, I have one thing for tonight. On May the 10th, Councilwoman Bracy and Councilman Hackett and myself are sponsoring a youth night out at the Blue Rocks. It starts at 6 p.m. There is a sign-up link, so if you are interested in signing up your youth, we're asking one parent comes with that youth as well too, or the group. please email me at cjowens, OWENS, at wilmingtonde.gov. Again, it's cjowens at wilmingtonde.gov. It's going to be a fun time. Definitely looking forward. Hopefully our other council colleagues can join us as well.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Willauer,
Nothing tonight.
Councilmember McCoy.
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. Councilmember Johnson.
Just the announcement for district, there's the Union Park Garden Neighborhood Association meeting next Wednesday, May 7th at 7 p.m. It is the Zoom meeting to talk about events that will be upcoming. And also a point of note, today is May Day, and it means a lot for those who know about it, the history behind the protest movement. And we do have First Amendment rights in this country, so given even though what we see on TV does not always support the spirit of First Amendment rights, but just please always make sure that these rights are advocated. As City Council, we try to protect them best way we can, and let us know if we can help. I was actually in Philadelphia today, not participating in the protest, but I was up there around it, and it was an inconvenience for some, but for me it was really special because, again, this is what America is and this country is, and we have to continue to fight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Field. Thank you. Councilmember Bracy.
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. Councilmember Cabrera.
Yes, I have a few announcements. This Saturday, the Roberto Clemente League will have its opening day. It got rescheduled from this previous Saturday because of the weather. That'll be May 3rd at Woodlawn Park, which is on 4th and Woodlawn Avenue. I want to congratulate Mount Ezion Church for their 150th year celebration, one of the oldest African-American churches here in Wilmington, Delaware, and we will be doing a formal recognition for them. And for those who plan to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, which is not Mexican Independence Day, but when they won the Battle of Puebla, please celebrate responsibly. It's really an American holiday. And then I want to thank all those community members and leaders who participated in the city cleanup on January 26th. Because of you, our city is a little bit cleaner, and we hope that people continue to take pride where they live. And if you see something on the street, just pick it up and wish that people would not litter. And lastly, I would like to thank State Representative Josue Ortega, who coordinated and sponsored Spring Fling, which took place on Saturday at Adams by the basketball courts right under 95. And it was made up of resource partners that were there with information, whether it's for housing, social services, or anything that people could possibly need. They had delicious food, home-cooked food that was being given away, and clothing. In addition, they were doing medical checkups. You can check your blood pressure, blood sugar. And lastly, one of the things that I was the most impressed about was with the men's grooming lounge in Trolley. My good friend Mark, him and his staff were there doing haircuts, shaving, and just a transformation of the people that took advantage of that. And I was thinking that, what such a simple task that people take for granted, being able to get up in the morning and, shave and, just to look good for your day. And there was a ton of hair on the ground. And one gentleman that really touched my soul, Tony, he had just the full head of hair, the beard. He said he was only going to do the beard, but then he did it all. And he was unrecognizable. He said he wished that he had done a before picture so he could see the difference. And on my phone is when he got to actually see himself. And, it just, the pride, just being able to look good, feel good, to go. And he says, all I want is a job. I just want a job so I can get back on my feet again. So just reminding folks that these are human beings, they're our fellow humans, and they've been through a lot, and anyone could be, one paycheck away from being homeless. So, let's take care of our community and those that are struggling. And Councilmember Willauer was also there and stopped by. So it was really a great event. And just want to thank State Representative Ortega for the work that he's doing, for including us. And, we hope that collaboratively and together we can make a difference to help people that really, that are in need. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Hackett.
Yeah, just real quick, I want to give a special shout out to Park and Recreation, Nicole Terrence, and Dr. Melanie Phillips for today, our Youth in Government Day, them setting it all up. I want to give a special shout out to our Wilmington Police Department. They gave the kids a tour that I gave me a tour I'd never seen before, but it was amazing, all the things that they had. I want to give a special shout out to our fighters over there. That's right, Kobe, our fighters. They gave the kids a tour. It was amazing as well. So, and also to the DoubleTree. The whole day was amazing. So just want to give a special shout out to everybody that was a part of Youth in Government Day.
Thank you. Councilmember Spadola.
Nothing tonight, Council President.
All right, thank you. I just want to thank everyone who has joined us today, this evening, everyone who was with us virtually, especially those who are with us in council chambers. You're always welcome to come and be a part of our meetings. You can always sign up for public comment. We have meetings every first and third Thursday of the month, beginning at 6:30, but please arrive early if you want to sign up for public comment. We also have committee meetings throughout the month. If you want any more information on these meetings or how we can help you here at City Council, please call us at 302-576-2140. Again, our number is 302-576-2140. I want to say happy anniversary to Akira. Check out her ring when she leaves after this meeting, y'all. All right, with that, I will accept the motion to
adjourn.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.